What's up, my crypto legends? In this episode, we are taking a look at the Bitcoin price on the 1 hourly chart. We can clearly see that we are having some bearish divergence playing out at this moment. Are we going to continue sideways and to the downside? I also see a pattern that is slightly more bearish. I'm going to give you the two potential scenarios. We're also going to take a look at Bitcoin on the macro perspective, and we're going to take a look at Ethereum because I see this massive bullish pattern that could happen after this dip. So make sure to stick around. Hello there, Andy here. Welcome back to another episode of Bitcoinsensus. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Daily TA on Bitcoin and crypto. I also do live streams to connect with the community, not financial advisor. Don't buy or sell anything that I say. Guys, let's dive in here on the 1 hourly chart here for BTC because what I can see, all right, there is some kind of bearish divergence play out. We have slightly high highs on the price action, lower highs here on the RSI. Are we going to continue sideways and to the downside? Well, I see a pattern here. It's not the most beautiful one. I've seen better ones, but it does, I do see some other analysts saying that this is potentially a flag. Okay, so we got the pole here, massive pump with some really nice volume. Okay, and this makes me really bullish usually. But if we're coming from, this massive uptrend, okay, and I do see that we've had many waves, so some type of correction should be coming very soon because we've been pumping here for the last few days, over 10 days right now pumping, and we haven't seen that decent correction. So if this would have been right at the beginning, just like we had here, then I would be really bullish. Okay, so we got the pump, we have very low volume, and it is a kind of a bull flag. You start pumping again to the upside. Now, the most likely scenario, if it was at the beginning, it's to continue to the upside. But once you start, when you're finishing the pump and you are going sideways, and you've been pumping for over a week, it is likelier to actually have that decent sideways correction. So this is what I'm taking a look at, and there is a possibility that we are forming a very dodgy, I'm going to get a load of bad comments for this, I'm sure, in the comment section, but there is slightly a kind of diamond reversal pattern which is slightly bearish. Okay, diamond top pattern. If we connect here these high highs, lower highs right over there, we connect these lower lows and then these higher lows slightly right over here. And for a diamond reversal pattern, you need to have most of the volume at the middle of the pattern where you have this spike, right, to the upside and to the downside. And this is where we have most of the volume on the 1 hourly inside of this diamond reversal pattern. Now, if this should be breaking in the next coming hours. Now, I need to note here that diamond reversal patterns sometimes do fizzle to the outside, okay, from the higher from the actual resistance and support levels. Now, if this were to play out here very nicely, we might see some slight fake outs here in the next coming hours. But if this were to play out to the upside, the actual breakout, something very similar as a bull flag right over here. If we do break out nicely here with some volume, if we start seeing a spike of volume breaking these lower highs, okay, and this is a very difficult pattern because it's usually bearish, we could come as high as $59,000. This would be a continuation, okay, or into this diamond kind of reversal pattern. Very ugly one. I would be more shorting this than actually longing it because we have been pumping for the last few days, like I mentioned. Now, if we were to break here to the downside, we should be coming at least to retest around about that $51,000 range. As you can see, this is a major support level. So this is what I got in the immediate short term. Okay, the immediate short term here for this 1 hourly diamond reversal pattern. Okay, and the only thing that convinced me with this diamond reversal was the middle bit, okay, because the middle bit does have a spike in volume. We're also seeing some bearish divergence on the 1 hourly. They are actually already playing out. We are going sideways, so this could recover in the next coming hours. But yeah, these signs are saying me that we are slightly bearish. Okay, it looks like that we are at the very top of this massive wave that we've had for the last week or 10 days. We're also seeing these bearish divergence on the 1 hourly for the last few days. Higher highs, lower highs on the RSI, so everything's pointing out that there is slightly higher percentage that we will have that correction. Now, I'm really bullish in the midterm because I do think that after a decent correction is going to be the best moment to buy, right? We could start pumping from here and then have that massive correction. But as I said before, guys, if we zoom out on the 4 hourly, this massive pump that we've had needs to have some type of correction. We do see it in the chart, and you just need to zoom back. Okay, those corrections do come at some stage, especially when you have a massive run up. Okay, so let's take a look at this chart over here, go to the macro, and nothing to change here from the macro. You know that we saw this ascending wedge that broke to the upside. We're slightly getting supported here. Now I do think so that the most likely scenario would be correcting from this point instead of having that last leg up, because if we do have that leg up, that would be the last one before we see some type of heavy correction, guys. You know, it is going pretty parabolic at this stage and nothing goes up forever. We won't be hitting all-time highs, in my opinion, in the next coming days. So nothing to change from here. I am expecting that major correction, okay, in the next coming days or hours that should give us that major opportunity in between $50,000 and $48,000 range. That would be absolutely excellent to start buying here some BTC. Remember, if you want to trade any of these cryptos and you're an experienced trader, Bybit, my favorite swing trading platform, you can get up to $600 worth of bonus with my link. And PrimeXBT, my favorite day trading platform, with my link, you're getting 50% added to your deposit. All the info is in the description. Now let's take a look at Ethereum. Just want to make this a quick update because Ethereum also is looking very, very bullish for the mid-long term. All right, mid-long term, I am saying in the next coming weeks, but in the immediate short term, we are hitting, you know, a major resistance zone. This is the 4-hourly chart. Major resistance right over there, which is at the $3,650, and we also see bearish divergence on the 4-hourly. So everything is pointing out that if BTC does have that correction, Ethereum will also have a correction. And to what levels where we could stop, where would be a nice buying opportunity, in my opinion, it would be the $3,200 area. If we take a look at the VPVR here from the volume traded, okay, all the way from the beginning of August till October, we can see that most of the volume has been traded at 3,200, and this is where we have this massive mountain here on the VPVR. The VPVR is very important to see a decent resistance and support level, and you can clearly see just where we have the peak, just where we have this red horizontal line is where the Ethereum price has got a consolidation, a support right over here, and also resistance. So if we do correct thanks to these bearish divergence to the downside, very likely that we'll be bouncing around about the 3,200, 250 area. And it does look like that we might be forming, okay, an inverse head and shoulder if we do have that kind of price action, guys. I'm just showing you the levels where we could bounce, which are strong, okay. It doesn't mean we need to go there. It doesn't mean that we are going to go there. So I'm just showing you the levels that we should be having a great bounce, because we've been bouncing here in the past, right? Bounce over there, resistance over here. It does make sense that we would have a bounce there. And also the VPVR is where we have the peak here from the volume traded in the last 2 months. Now, if we were to make this price action, guys, I mean, you could risk placing buy orders right over here. It is likelier that we are going to get a bounce and then finally break this major resistance at 3,650, and it will be forming an inverse head and shoulder. Now, the measured move is getting from the head to the resistance, and from the breakout, you know, we could see around about a $4,500 Ethereum in the next coming weeks if this were to play out. Okay, so this is something that we are going to pay attention. I will be personally placing some long orders myself if we do correct to this range. I'm going to try and anticipate, because this is a very strong level and BTC is looking very bullish, okay, in the mid-long term. I am not bearish in the mid-long term at all for BTC. Not like a lot of bears out there. There are still a lot of bears calling for the multi-monthly bear market also for 2022. So this is what I got for Ethereum. All right, the most bearish case scenario would be coming all the way down to the $3,200 range. Okay, expect a little bit of volatility around this area. That would be my most bearish case scenario, and then after that, extremely bullish. I am looking for that parabolic move, okay, in the next coming weeks. All right, finishing October, beginning of November. Most bullish case scenario would be actually breaking already this major resistance and tackling here the $4,000 area. Okay, no patterns, no measured move. Now, why would this be the measured move, and why are we going to reach over here? Because this is actually the top of the wedge, so it does make sense to come all the way here to meet the target already, or have that correction and then actually meet the target here of the descending wedge. Okay, those are the scenarios that I'm expecting for Ethereum, guys. Thank you very much. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure to smash up that like button, very important. Let's try and get this video to 600 likes, okay? And also check out the Bitcoinsensus website. We've got the latest technical analysis, we've got news also, so check it out. Totally free information down below in the description. If you haven't learned how to trade on Bybit or PrimeXBT, the tutorials on the screen right now. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you later.